union that will be filled with a lot of mercy of Allah. I mean, today we want to talk about, we are in the chapter 4 of this book, and it is hadith of Sad Badr Salasamiya. That is 306. We are in hadith 306. And the topic of that hadith is one of very controversial topic. And it happens, it is the divorce three times. The issue of divorce three times. That's why when I opened the speech, I started with prayer that may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continue to hold our family together. May Allah continue to solidify our union between us and all our spouses. You see, this hadith, it talks about, the Bible, the chapter, it said that Babu la yankihu aw la yunkahu, that is, it is not allowed for someone to marry a woman that is divorced, that he divorced by himself three times until the woman is married to someone else. That is the head of the. But there are a lot of things into this. First of all, we talk about divorce briefly. Divorce, as we know, is one of those things that's allowed, but we put it in this way, that's reluctantly allowed. But even though it is allowed, it's something that is, utterly discouraged, that is completely discouraged. Rasulullah sallallahu says, أبغض الحلال عند الله الطلاق. The most hated halal, something that is permissible in the sight of Allah, is divorce. Divorce, sometimes it is necessary because the aim and objective of marriage is for the spouses to be living in peace. Be living, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says this in Quran, yani لِتَسْكُنُوا إِلَيْهَا. We say, the one, a man created woman, created مِنْهَا زَوْجَهَا. Yani after he created his soul, then from there, he created from it his wife. Then he's put it there, that تَسْكُنُوا إِلَيْهَا, so that the husband or the wife, or so that they can have tranquility to them with themselves. They can live in peace with themselves. You go to work, your head is filled up of something. You should have something in your mind that you have where to relax. The same thing in the bath. When you are having some issues, some things that are disturbing your mind. So the person that sometimes you have issues in your head, all we'll just be doing is just be thinking about it. You'll be, thinking you cannot control yourself. But the moment you say it out, maybe you say it out, the moment you divulge that kind of things to someone else, you feel a little bit of what? Of relief inside you. So that should be the functions of the spouses to themselves. She or he goes to the place of work, sees something that he doesn't like or she doesn't like, he comes back home. You relate with one another, and then the problem is solved. That is the tranquility, that is sakina that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants us to have among ourselves. But in place where that peace cannot be ascertained, cannot be achieved, it's better sometimes to be in what? In pieces, instead of killing one another. Because life continues. We have seen it time without number, that you see someone who is married to one person and then got divorced and married to second one, and that second one be the best ever thing that can happen to him. It happens because marriage sometimes is like going to black markets, right? Like going to black market in the sense that you do not know 100% about yourselves. Even for those that they court themselves, they do this courtship they do this sort of zina for years and so on. Many of them still end up in what? In divorcing themselves. They divorce themselves. Why? Because the real and true color of everyone is yet to be revealed. As at that time, they were deceiving themselves. The true color revealed when the woman gave birth to you and then become that officially, I am now a member of this what? Of this family. I go nowhere. So anything that happens, then you will know the true color of yourself. The true color of man too, it shows when the beauty that attracted him as at that time faded away. Faded away is that the woman accumulated some fat and so on and so forth. Then does still maintain that level of love, or is not love, it is lost. Lost in the love. Many people they say love at the first sight. What is love at the first sight? The only thing that you see is what is lost. You see the physique of that woman or the mistakes of that man, and that thing attracted you. Simple. That's why in Turkey, if they want to say, they will tell you that if someone really loves someone, you have to love the person twice. This is it. You have to love the person what? Twice. That is, you love him. That is the lust. That's the attraction. I like the way he or she dresses, or he or she looks, and so on. That's lust. That is not to read something. Until when you see everything finished, that's when you say, ah, that's how you be. Especially with the pancake that is, and then a lot of, a woman reported to Umar that her husband has abandoned him, abandoned her, trying to, chase her. Then Umar, when he saw the man, said, "Why did you leave your woman?" And so on, so forth. Then the woman said, the man said that I did not love her. I did not love her. You know that kind of thing. I did not love her. That is love that they are saying. Which one? The woman said, "Do you think that all houses are built on love? It's not. That love that you see, that you think that is love, it grows with a lot of good qualities in individual. You see some people, if their woman dies or leave them, they will be crying that they cannot survive their life. That is, that woman has made herself so important in his life that anything that is what is called true love. True, some people, some women, they were deceiving themselves. There are plenty. They are single. There are plenty of some say, "That's who I be. I can nobody can. I cannot change." Who is ready to marry rubbish? Someone that cannot put what? Cannot put value in someone's life? It cannot be. Say, you must love him like that. It is not. If you look at everybody, every marriage that is sustained, one way or the other, everybody has their own role to play. That's what is called the real. Everybody has their own function. The function, it does not mean that until woman bring money. No, but woman also can bring a lot of things apart from money. Can bring tranquility to the man, can bring, in fact, advice, guide, love, affection, and some other things. It's not that, you must love me the way I am, and you are wicked. You must love me the way I am, and then you disrespect. You must love me the way I am, and then all what you can have is that other thing, nothing special. It doesn't work that way. So, divorce is halal, but is completely discouraged in Islam. Out of the way that is discouraged is that it should not be something that we toy with, something we joke with, something we do it out of frustrations or maybe out of anger. There are some things before you know, all what is in their head is for them to tell their woman, "You are divorced," because he's angry. Do you think everything will be going smoothly throughout something? No, it's not just possible. It's not possible. We have to always find a way to resolve it. It's only if it is not resolvable that we take our life. That's when it's okay. Let's maintain your lane. Let me also maintain my lane. Islam is a religion that's good with the reality. In some other faith, in some other, they will say there is no divorce. It's not just possible. That is just the reality of life. Is that it is possible if it is necessary, but it's not be the last resort. It's not be the last option. I mean, it should not be the first option. It should be the last option after you have seen that all these things are. But now some people, they are taking it for granted. Before you know, oh yeah, go to your father's house. Before you know, you are divorced. That's why Islam brings some very strange, very tough rulings on issue of divorce. One of them is this one that we are to take. That is, if a man, out of his anger or is something, divorced the woman one time, another one, they revoke again, they come back again, divorce her second time, he's counting up. They do that, they come back again, they say, "Okay, go and settle and call the family." After you have divorced, so it's not that we are fighting. After divorce word has been pronounced, or something close to it has been said, or maybe go to your family house, I'm not interested, go away, out of my, all those talk. After that, and they resolve, after the iddah, they resolve it back, or maybe not iddah. During the iddah, they resolve it back. If after the iddah, you do not, what is the iddah? That's waiting period. Let me quickly summarize everything before we go to this hadith. Divorce is like this. If someone says to his wife that you are divorced, go, and then she went, or normally is that she has to do iddah. What is that? Iddah is waiting period, and she will do it in his house. That is the ideal sort. So during that period, and then this waiting period is for 3 quru. Yani quru, it means that 3 purification. That is the standard. You don't know the quru, it means 2 things. It means a month. It also means purification. So we cannot say month per se, because sometimes it is less than a month, right? Sometimes it is, usually less than a month. This menstrual cycle of a woman, usually less than a month. So that's why we say kuru. It means what? It means purification. After three haidah, the woman will do one haidah in your house, another one in your house. You still maintain your lane. Okay, another one in your house until the three. After three, then she packs out. That is the end. She has the divorce has happened. But after this now, okay, after, before, but if the before the purification ends, so Allah touches the heart of the man, they resolve themselves back. So they come back to themselves. Even without speaking, he went back, he goes back to our room, saying, "Are you cause some or this and that?" So one thing leads to another. So it has been said. Maybe they resolved something between them, it has been settled. But since you have pronounced that word, the one talak is counted already. That's why we don't joke with it. It's counted already. Second one, or maybe they did not resolve. After 3 months, she goes back to her father. You also maintain your something. In this case, they have to do akdu again, but no problem. You can still come in, but they will do akdu. That means as if you are remarrying what? You are remarrying because that kind of marriage is contract. Remember we said it. Marriage is a contract. That contract has been what? Has been finished. Has been concluded. Simple. So has been terminated. Kawaii. That is it. You have to rewrite the contract again. That I'm going to be your wife. I'm going to be your husband. But it's counted as two. That one has two bar or one bar is already gone out of three bar you have. So the thing still repeats itself either in other way or on the second way until the third time. After the third time, you cannot marry her until she is married to someone else. But not ordinarily married to someone else. They marry in the real sense of marriage. That is, they have intimate and sexual relationship with one another. It is after that you can remarry. These hadiths are going to see very interesting. The hadith goes like this. It's from Aisha, radiallahu ta'ala, and I'll be pleased with her. He said that a woman, the wife of Rifa'a, a woman that used to be the wife, can you see Aisha in the life of Rasulullah sallallahu now? That's why I say a woman must be something very significant. Aisha never gave a child to Rasulullah sallallahu. Never give birth. That is not everything about woman. Even though it's important, may Allah not make our wives barren. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put the blessings of the fruit of womb in our relationship. It's very important. But it's not the whole goal. Look at it. Remember, imagine Aisha and some other wives of Rasulullah sallam. They were not in the life of Rasulullah sallam. Do you think the message that we are having, especially issues like this, issues of divorce, issue that are related to women, do you think we have enough resources from those angles? Definitely no. Out of look at the something. He, Aisha, she became part of the da'wah of Rasulullah sallam. That is how a marriage should be. A woman too should have her own what? Contribution to the marriage. That contribution is not necessarily to be financial. It can be in everything. It can be in moral. It can be the one that all what the man will do is that, okay, go and get the money, give it to her, and she's the one managing the whole affair. It's so important that if you are to employ someone to be managing your family, you should know how much you are to pay, you are to be paying them. That is a significant contribution from our own what? From our own end. But the woman that has nothing to do is not ready for the marriage. Marry me, that is the way I feel. You be rubbish, and then people you think they will pack rubbish and put it on their bed. It's not just possible. So now Aisha is reporting this hadith. She said that the woman of Rifa'a al-Qurdi, and she came to Rasulullah sallallahu, and then faqalat. He said, the woman is the one talking now. He was saying this to Rasulullah sallallahu. Kuntu inda Rifa'a al-Qurdi. I was wife of Rifa'a al-Qurdi. Look at it. I want you to listen to this very well. I was wife to Rifa'a. That is another person. That person has what? Divorced her. But she still mentioned the name of that what? Of that person here. I used to marry to Rifa'a al-Qurdi. فَطَلَّقَنِي فَبَتَّ طَلَاقِي فَبَتَّ طَلَاقِي. Then Rifa'a divorced me. My first husband. Divorced what? فَبَتَّ طَلَاقِي. And then he divorced me irrevocably. That is to say, he divorced me 3 times. Not the first time, not the second, on the third time. That is what they call it, irrevocable divorce. He divorced me irrevocably. Then, فَتَزَوَّجْتُ بَعْدَهُ عَبْدُ الرَّحْمَنِ بن زُبَيْرٍ. After Rifa'a, I went on and got married to someone else. And the name of that person is Abdul Rahman bin Zubayr. It's one of the Sahaba for Rasulullah. It's a woman that went to Rasulullah to ask to say this. Then, but there is an issue now with the new husband that I married. What is the issue? وَإِنَّمَا مَعَهُ مِثْلُ هُدْبَةِ الثَّوْبِ. All what he possesses, Abdurrahman bin Zubayr, that is my new husband, all what he has is like what? Like fringe of garments. What do you understand from that? All what he possesses, we know fringe of garment. You know, let's say, this my rawani. Let's say, there are some, they have something lace like this that they tie there. Is the one that is called hudba, yani fringe. When you put that lace up, how is it going to be? Is it going to do like this or go like this? You should understand what she's referring to here now. That the man is weak sexually. Everything is just will go down every time. And then yani is indirectly saying that the man is impotent somehow. It's not good in that area. So when she said this to Rasulullah, then Rasulullah looked, then Fatabassama. Then Rasulullah smiled at, in this case, there are some Sahaba outside. They are waiting for them to enter too. We're going to get there. Rasulullah just smiled a bit. Faqala, then Rasulullah understood where she's going. Number one, she mentioned the what? The older husband. And then she mentioned the new husband, that something is wrong with him. Then Rasulullah say, Aturidin and terji'i ila rifa'a. Rasulullah understood. Do you want to go back to your first husband? Then immediately before she responded, Rasulullah said, La, you won't go. You won't go to your first husband. It's not allowed for you to go to your first husband. Hatta tadhuqi usaylat, until each of you taste what? Your sweetness and the sweetness of each other. That is, you have the real meaning of nikah happen between two of you. So either to go and look for a book for this man, or you've learned your lesson that this life, nothing is what is perfect. If a man is good in this area, he may be faulty in one area. If a woman is good in one area, he may what? She may be good in another area. All of us, now manage, we will be managing ourselves. Now manage, we will be what? Managing ourselves. The solution is that you cannot go back to him until that new one that you say all what he possesses is like a fringe of garment. The thing just go now until something solution is happened. Then direct something happen between two of you. So now, after this hadith, faqalat Aisha, then Abu Bakr, that's his father, Abu Bakr indahu wa Khalid bin Sa'ib bil Bab. Abu Bakr, the man from outside. Then he called Abu Bakr, oh, you Abu Bakr, ala tasma' ila had harbi inda Rasulillah. The man was surprised that, oh, you Abu Bakr, don't you see what this woman is saying openly, is saying frankly in front of Rasulullah? That is no shame. She has no shame. How can she be saying that kind of? But Rasulullah, what is the something? Did Rasulullah say she has done something wrong? No. Even Rasulullah sallam, laughed, smiled. That smile means something. What is that? It means that she has not done anything wrong. Because if she had done something wrong, immediately Rasulullah sallam might have what? Might have corrected her. That is to say, there's no way she can. This is her life. She's not enjoying her what? Her marriage. So, and then she has to what? She has to open up. She has to explain what she's passing through to Rasulullah. That is to say, we've learned that if someone has an issue, there is nothing wrong in you open up what? With your issue. Even though if it's something that some people think that is not normal for you to say it open. Are we getting it? As long as you do not intend al-fahsha with that. Are we together? As long as we do not intend al-fahsha with that. So that is the summary of everything. But now, I hope the one we explain now is talaq 3 times. Is talaq 3 times, is to divorce 3 times. Is to divorce 3 times. That is to say it first time, and then iddah, after the iddah, or maybe before the iddah, you go back. Second time, after the iddah, or before the iddah finish, you go back. Third time, and so on. What about the one that is very common in some area, that they will say talaq once? They will say 3 times talaq once, like this. We know the siga, we know the tone that is said. They will say seki what? Uku. right? Seki uku. Pa, I divorce you. Even some they will repeat it. I divorce you. Do you know? First, let's talk about what caused that one in the first place. What causes it is anger. Wallahi. That's why Rasulullah sallam says, ليس الشديد ناس نفسه عند الغضب. Man is not the one that he wrestles people. He wrestles them and fight them and then defeat them. It's not. But a strong man is the one that, defeats his own self, wrestle with his own self, especially during the time of anger. That's what they call emotional what? Intelligence. Ability to restrain your anger. You know, when someone is angry at a point, you forget all good things that has happened between two of you. You forget all good things, all those lies, all those sweet talk you said to yourself. You are my sugar in my tea. You are my honey in my biscuits. You are my liver that I'm living with. You are my heartbeat. You forget everything. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, when He warns us against the talaq, He says, anytime I remember this ayah, yani if your spouse does something wrong to you, just remember this ayah. Allah says, وَلَا تَنْسَوُا الْفَضْلَ بَيْنَكُمْ. Don't forget those good period that you spend together. Don't forget those grace that has happened between two of you. Don't forget those nice time that you spend together. Don't forget them. Don't let them just go like that because of little frustration, because of something that can be resolved. That's why sometimes when we are provoked, when you are frustrated, it's better you just leave that thing. Just excuse. Move out. Go out. Give distance. Give chance. Don't let shaitan put something. Women sometimes they can bring some word from your mouth by force. They will say something that your head will scatter. Before you hear that thing, move out of that area. And so that by that time, shaitan would have gone, and your shaitan too will not have what? Will not have time cancel you. That's why it's necessary to always remember those good periods that we spent together. Then, how can someone just look and say, I divorce you 3 times? The aim is that even though the anger has told him that you have to do something bad, you have to do something terrible at this time. Because if it's just a divorce, people will come, they will tell you that, Yani, let's forgive it. Okay, now come back. And you don't want that thing to happen again. You just want her out, out of your life. You just want her out of your life completely. I divorced you 3 times. Go. So that if your head come back. I remember someone came to me one time. He has the history of divorcing the woman. He had divorced 3 times. And then the funniest thing is that one of his friends too, who is also a brother in Islam, that one want to uphold the rulings of Islam. I don't know how the thing is. So he divorced his wife in the 3rd time. And that man maybe was there. The man, after the 3rd time, after the one, that one doesn't know that this one is counting. The friend, wallahi lazim, the friend is counting that you have divorced him 1st time, you divorced him 2nd time, you divorced her 3rd time. When he divorced her 3rd time, and they wanted to do something and come back again, the man said, no, you don't divorce her 3rd time. You are not going to marry her again. And then he had his own son. The man said, no, the 1st time I didn't mean it. They came to me and then asked me, what is this something? You say, this counting that is my own counting is 2 times, it's not 4 times. I like to, now you are learning your lesson now. At least now, that means it's not that you really hate this woman. It's not that you don't love her. Because of your anger is the one that take over your head. Then you have, Allah has put someone on your side to be helping you to count it. If you are not counting it, someone that person is counting it for you. That's why we have to be very careful. We have to be very careful of what we say during the time of anger. Now, let's now talk about Islamic ruling regarding this Siki Uku. In fact, this thing has been a very serious case that some scholars were even tortured because of their stand in this case. Majority of al-madahib, they say if someone divorced 3 times, I divorce you 3 times and so on and so forth, the divorce will be counted 3 times. And then it means divorce has become automatically irrevocable. Until some scholars, it has even became the standard, the general something. To some scholars, they started doing more research to say that no, that is not. You know why? What makes it something some standard is that there are a lot of evidence to it. Maybe time may not permit us because time has gone. Maybe we even postpone this to next week so that we give details account of this. But the summary of the whole thing is that they say there are a lot of evidence that they said, but those evidence, if we analyze it one after the other, we see that none of them is saying it directly that divorce 3 times in a go will be counted as divorce 3 times. Until even like Ibn Taymiyyah, when he and some others, even before him, they did fatwa. Some did fatwa secretly that no, it cannot be counted as 3 times, it will be counted as one. In fact, when Ibn Taymiyyah and co on and so and co, when they said their own fatwa openly, they were tortured because as if they were going against the standard. What made it standard? Some trace it back to the time of Umar. When Umar saw the rate at which men they were joking with the women in terms of divorce. I divorce you. So it's going to be counted 1 time. So Omar made his own ijtihad and said that if you did that 3 times, you have yourself to blame. It has become irrevocable what? Irrevocable. So it became the standard like that. So sometimes until some scholars they trace it back to the time of Rasulullah Sallam. How it used to be. They said no, it's not going to be counted what? 3 times. What will be counted what? One time. So if someone did the divorce, one, two, I divorced you 2 times, I divorced you 3 times, I divorced. So it's going to be counted one divorce. And inshallah, next week, we're going to give details accounts of this. We're going to analyze what are the evidence of each party, what did they say, and then what is the counter evidence, and what is the standard. And the standard to it, that it should be the al-qawl rajih, especially with a lot of evidence, and should be that if someone say shiki uku, it's considered to be one divorce, inshallah. Even though in Malikiya there's something they will say no, should be counted as one what? One divorce. We're going to explain, we're going to give detailed accounts and the explanation of each opinion of the scholar, inshallah. May Allah spare us next week. As we said, may Allah hold our family. May Allah give us wisdom and then a sabr, patience, to be a worthy and a righteous husband at home. May Allah give us the patience and the wisdom to be a worthy, patient, and the righteous wife at home.